Gather around, Gojira fans, I've got a controversial question for you. What do you think of this album, Magma? We all know it's a little bit different from The Way of All Flesh and From Mars to Sirius and the French one. I think it's L'Enfant Sauvage. I've seen this album disparaged to the moon and back by true metalheads for it not being exactly as heavy and technically precise as those previous albums, for the crimes of doing something a little bit different and evolving as an artist. I mean, the gall to make the title track built almost purely out of pinch harmonics. Lord knows the best way to incur the wrath of a fandom is to attempt to change your sound just a little bit. Now listen, if you're one of those fans that didn't like this album because it didn't punish the E string quite as much as you would have liked, I challenge you to listen to it again and keep a couple things in mind. First, this album was built on a bedrock of grief. Joe and Mario, the Duplantier brothers, that's the singer and the drummer, their mother tragically passed away just prior to recording this, so the entire album is overlaid with this expansive exploration of grief and despair and turmoil. And so to me it sounds like they were asking themselves, you know what does this just sound like purely, without ornamentation, without any crazy complexity? They said, how can we convey this as purely as possible through metal music? And that's how I think we end up with songs like The Shooting Star and Prey and Lowlands. These songs are harrowing in their depth. You've got Joe's vocals seamlessly moving from foreground to background in a chanting sort of ritualistic way that makes it sound like wind or a spirit or something. And the guitars are either sounding like breathing mountains or screaming banshees, but they're more simplistic, not less heavy, just less complex. Second, and this is more of my soapbox with music fandom in general, stop expecting artists to copy-paste a single sound to their entire discography. That would be boring. I'm here to discover how bands can expand on the genre, add their little flavor to the overall pool of metal music. Gojira have already mastered the art of the technical death metal, and it was always time for them to wander off into a less beaten path. And of course there are still songs on here that follow that old formula. Total face melters like The Cell, Silvera, Stranded, Only Pain. I for one am excited to see where they end up on this sojourn of theirs. They've already refined it a bit from their recent album Fortitude in 2021, and I think that was another great album. All I'm saying is the music experience is so much more rich and enjoyable if you open your mind a bit and try to understand what they're trying to tell you rather than what you want to hear. Happy spinning, y'all.